We should do a meditation, like a 2 minute or 1 minute meditation. Do your thing.
Like an actual meditation? Welcome to Life Off Path. I'm Sam, but friends call me Mango.
And I'm Ken, and some people call me Yoshi.
We are two friends who met in Alaska who like to laugh and embrace life's journey, whether you're looking for a laugh, some inspiration, or just a fresh perspective. So, if you've listened to us before, welcome back. And today we're diving into the recent event that happened on TikTok.
Oh no. Whatever. It was so short-lived. It actually happened before midnight here in Virginia. Because I was on my phone and then I was like, oh, let me go see what my plant channel is up to today.
Uh-huh.
And when I opened the app, it was banned.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were supposed to have what 12 or till midnight, at least East
Yeah,
Coast
it
time.
said midnight Eastern Standard Time, and I mean, it doesn't bother me at all because I'm selling products there, but other people pretty much live off of TikTok,
Yeah. Well,
making money that way too.
I mean, that's I mean, we're talking about people's livelihood, Like what are you selling?
I sell plant products,
Right.
so anything that
Okay.
has to do with plants. So check my page out and buy them.
I
But
like it though, because
but
I am not good with plants. Go
but
ahead.
there are people that are just addicted to it in general, where they're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and just watching videos nonstop. But I was just more concerned about the people that actually make a living off the app.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And then my mind started running, and I was just thinking about how it would affect the job market if they had to go back to actually getting a job and working within the community. It's hard enough to
Yeah.
get a job nowadays, and it's going to be even
Such a
harder
good point.
when there's more people trying to apply for the same job.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's a lot of people argue, "Oh, now you can go get a real job," but people have no idea how much this
Yeah,
impacts
it's
someone's actual business
a
full
lot.
time.
It's definitely a lot harder now, and we're not just looking for any regular job because the cost of living is just insane.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is, yes, it's content creation, you're selling stuff online, but just because you're not going into a brick and mortar business doesn't mean that you're not putting in the work. I mean, creating content, recording, you're separating taxes, you're paying your taxes, you're buying equipment, so which is a business write off, right? So, I mean, like, people put in a lot of hard work on this, and it's also a passion for people to use platforms like TikTok to be able to express themselves or to be able to share, which they utilize
And
as a
then
monetary
there's
thing.
people like me
But
from the past that have used it to try to date people.
yeah, that too, connection, right? I mean, people,
I guess it doesn't
okay.
always work out. I commend those that make it through that.
Hey, you know what though? But people use all types of platforms to connect with people, whether it's like for romantic relationships and stuff like that. I mean, I met my husband on on Tinder when Tinder was, I mean, I don't even know if it's still around to be honest,
But
but when
that's
Tinder was,
specifically a dating app.
I know, digital apps, or I know that's totally different from TikTok, social media versus dating app. I
Girl,
get
I
it. I'm
didn't know
just
you
saying.
met him on Tinder and then you ghosted his ass.
No, I did not ghost him,
Okay, you
okay?
you just rejected him.
No, I didn't reject him. We did end up swiping right, and we met up at a cafe to, have lunch, or actually it was brunch or whatever. Snow City Cafe in Anchorage. And but he was living in Fairbanks at the time.
Yes, I remember.
I was living in Anchorage. So in my mind, afterwards, I was
Oh,
just like, he's far away. It's never going to work out. I had all these stories in my head, how it's never going to work out. But we ended up staying in touch. And then every time we visited one of the cities, like if he was in town or if I was in town, we'd be like, hey, let's go meet up for lunch or a beer. Let's go hiking. And we just always stayed friends, but it was never more than that. We kind of lived our separate lives. He deployed and we stopped talking, and then we were dating other people. But then the more he came around and hung out and we went hiking, the more, and then I mean, of course, that's how he met you because we were friends. And
is that how we met? Jeep Club.
Jeep Club, yes.
Yeah, and then we found out you were living in an apartment, and then you we helped you move. But um, I actually was really sad for you when you were moving because I could see it in your eyes how sad you were about leaving your apartment. But I mean, I think it was very much needed.
Being single in Alaska, I mean, it's
Oh my gosh,
expensive living in Alaska.
that's why I didn't stay single in Alaska.
Oh my god. And yeah, it was tough. But you know what though? It was fun. I mean, for the most part. In Alaska is so isolating, so it was kind of nice to have roommates. And but yeah, talk about connection through Jeeps, through apps, through social media, through
Mhm.
whatever.
Well, people can stop freaking out now because TikTok is back again.
I know, right?
I guess we'll just wait for the next ban, and then it'll be back again because Trump is for it.
I mean, now he is, but
Well, he has a lot of supporters on there. I think that was one of the biggest things.
yeah, but apparently back in his first presidency, he wanted to ban it. But all of a
I think I
sudden
remember
now,
that.
yeah, and all of a sudden now, because he got a lot of young voters for this presidency, oh, he loves TikTok now. So now he wants to save it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, well, let's not
That's
get into this.
I'm not gonna go
political
there.
thing.
I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, but yeah, TikTok is back. Honestly, some people had a strong reaction. I didn't have a strong reaction. I was kind of like bummed because I was kind of like, oh, that sucks because that was the platform that I had the biggest community with. I had
Oh,
the most followers,
yeah,
and
definitely. It takes time to build an audience and
yeah,
a following. Just like my channel. I mean, I don't use TikTok to scroll and watch videos. I do, but it's mostly plant related. If you if you go through my feed,
same.
it's all
Well, not
plants,
plants, but
plants, 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 plants,
it's
and
all
there's nothing
plants.
interesting really.
But honestly, if that's your vibe, if that's your people, if that's your thing, and obviously as a business, if that's what you're selling, then why not? So mine is all Jeeps. Jeeps and traveling. That's all honestly, that's all I want to see.
Mhm.
And I know sometimes there's like ads and whatever, but that's all I want to see. And you have to really work the algorithm because there was a period where I wasn't on TikTok for like months, and every time I got on TikTok, it would be dark stories or something that made me cry. I'm like, man, what is this? And I would just shut down TikTok. I don't want to go on there anymore.
That's kind of what my Instagram is doing. It found out that I suck at relationships, and so I'm having a lot of these motivational or I hate this crap or why are you treating me like this? And I'm tired of it, but I mean, it kind of helps honestly.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but
It's the
I
algorithm.
it's the algorithm. You have to start liking posts that you want to see more often. You have
Yeah,
to
I need
start
to start.
interacting.
I have a 3-day weekend. I don't know about you.
I do too.
I literally didn't do anything. I guess I
That's
was
okay.
productive. I cleaned the apartment, which I clean the apartment every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the gym because that's my life. And I really need to be more proactive and meet people and just have a base of friends here in Fredericksburg where I live.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I feel like the topic of connection and community comes back, right? You know, you're talking about the plant community and I'm talking about the Jeep community. So, no, so Saturday I got a massage. Actually, Mike and
Mm-hmm.
my husband,
Did Mike give you the
Michael,
massage?
no, we went out to get a professional massage. Thank
Oh,
you. It was a spa. We
no
went to
happy
a day
ending.
spa. Not the kind of happy ending
Okay,
you're
go ahead. Go
talking
ahead.
about.
Go.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, no, it was good. And to be honest, I feel sore today because
I need that. I need a spa day, but I need a spa friend because I ain't
a spa
looking
friend.
someone to go have a relaxed day with.
We can
I,
go.
Girl, you're
'Cause-
an hour
oh
away.
yeah, that's right. And then so after our spa day, we went to a brewery for a Jeep meetup event, whatever, just to kind of
Nice.
talk with
Very
some
nice.
people. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, we've met some people, but generally, I feel like Jeep people are very kind and very open arms. When we first went to a Jeep meeting. It was for a charity event, but we didn't know anybody. So we just kind of sat there. It's like, we should go say hi, but we're hungry.
Michael would be the one to start the conversations, though.
Once you get him going, he will talk. He actually likes talking and connecting with people, but he's not like, I guess, how I am, where I'm just very energetic when it comes to socializing. But anyway, people were coming up to us and be like, hey, introducing themselves.
Yeah, and then there's always that one. Can you blurp words here?
Oh, where it does like the burp on.
But anyway, I was gonna say, but there's always that one, or and you're just I don't even want to deal with this person. But honestly, sometimes those make the best people. Because when I met JC at first, I was like, who the is this telling me what to do? She's yelling at everyone. After
I
getting
love
to know
JC.
after getting to know
Shout
her,
out to JC.
we're gonna have to share this with her just so she can see it.
I know.
I didn't like her at first. Nate and I did not like her.
Really?
She was like bossy and shit like that. But then we didn't know who she was. So once we got to know her,
Yeah.
we were just like, oh, okay, that's her. That's her personality. She's
Yeah.
just loud, but she is the kindest and nicest person. One of the kindest and nicest person I've ever met in Alaska. And I mean, I even rented a room from her. She offered it to me. So
yeah.
And then I got really close with her. So she's good. She's really good people, honestly. So I mean, this goes to say, like, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. You just never know until you actually get to know
Unless
the
that cover's
people
screaming at you.
And I grew up around Spanish families, so that's just how they communicate. That's how my family. That's how Filipinos communicate. Come on now, you know that. I'm cutting that out. That's too. Ew, I'd rather you point the banana than eat it.
It's been a while since I've been sexually active, honestly.
I'm drinking something. I can't.
I mean, I guess it's not been that long. The last person I seen in December, yeah, that was the last time, and for me, that's a long time.
I guess everyone has their own definition, right?
Girl, I'm like Mother Teresa, Mary, or something like that.
I'm assuming you feel that way because it's been a while.
Whatever. Okay. Go on.
I feel like we keep going back to the whole
Let me ask you a
people
question.
connection. Go ahead. Ask me a question.
So I looked this up. If you had one food or dish daily for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Really? You're going to ask me that question?
I know what I would say.
What would you say?
Girl, I'm Asian. It's gonna be rice.
Rice?
I can eat rice plain, honestly.
Like rice by itself.
Yes.
Dish. Now, when I think of
It
dish,
says
I'm thinking like
food or dish.
Food or dish. What would you eat?
Okay, fine. Chicken adobo. If you
With
want to
rice?
make it a dish, as long as the rice is in there.
Honestly, I feel like I could. Okay, hold on. I gotta think about this.
And if anyone else is watching this, please let us know what your food or dish would be for the rest of your life.
Yeah, let us know in the comments section what your favorite food and dish is. Mine, I can't copy you. We can't have the same thing. So
Why? You're also Asian.
I know. You know what's funny? The first thing I was thinking of was something with rice, but I couldn't think of like what.
A dish?
Mm-hmm. Honestly,
you want that fried rice?
no.
What are you gonna eat, girl? You gonna eat that? No. Just blurp it out. What are you gonna eat? It's gonna
Every
be like,
time I think,
it's gonna be like
thinking.
balut or something.
Ew, no. I have never had Okay, listen. You know what? I know a lot. If there's Filipinos watching, you could poo-poo me. I don't even care. I am not going to eat balut. I will not try it. There's something about, if you don't know what a balut is, whoever's listening.
I had it.
Balut is...
It doesn't taste too bad. It's just the idea of it.
The idea of it is having an almost formed or a formed baby chicken. Like it's like almost a grown chicken in the egg, and it's boiled. And so when you bite into it, there's little feathers in the beak, and it's just I cannot.
It's actually a baby duck.
Baby, whatever. I don't care. It's just, I don't know. I cannot. I know it's a huge delicacy in the Philippines, but I will not try it. And if you tried it, let us know in the comments if you liked it or didn't like it. I don't know. Even if you say you
Just
liked
crack the
it,
top and slurp.
yeah, you know what? Even if you tell me it was like the best thing in the world, I just can't. I can't get that image out of my head. I can't. When I watch people on YouTube eat it, I just cannot picture myself
Actually,
doing
I'm
it.
changing my answer. I want Cajun red beans and rice. So good.
Oh, that does sound good though. Would you ever want to live in Louisiana?
I would. I mean, I told you I'd be eating the food. I'd be having rice every single
You'd
day.
be having rice every single day. You
I
would.
mean, I do have rice every single day right now. I eat my breakfast with rice, and people at work are looking at me thinking I'm weird. That's just the way I am. That's the way I grew up, and it's good, and it fills me up. You still haven't answered, so I'm waiting.
Oh yeah,
TikTok.
TikTok.
Spring rolls, lumpia.
You know, I could live off of lumpia. I
Some
mean,
lumpia sounds good
it
right
has the
now.
vegetables in it, it has the meat in it, and the
'Cause
carbs from
we
the wrap,
all know you like
and
that
the
meat.
fat, and the fat from the oil. So it has everything all in one, and it has to be my mom's recipe. It doesn't have. No offense to everyone else whose Filipino mom makes lumpia, but I like my mom's.
Is that the ones you make?
I'll make it the way my mom makes it.
I like that way too. It tastes good. Sorry, Mom. I don't like yours as much.
Aww.
We should do a meditation, like a 2-minute or 1-minute meditation. Do your thing. Maybe towards the end. So we'll do it at the end then. Have you been watching any shows lately? You guys are still watching YouTube videos.
Actually, we started a couple of shows, but we just haven't gone back to them. Have you watched any shows lately? What's a show that you're currently watching? I mean, it's not the greatest.
I'm not currently watching any shows. I
I'll ask another
a
question.
lot of series, but I have fallen into this dark loop of watching terrible movies on Amazon Prime, and they play one after the other, and it's probably one of the worst acting I have ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
But it's terrible. It's so bad that I just can't stop watching it. Normally I would, at this point in time, I would be watching RuPaul, but for some reason it's not playing on Paramount, and so I don't know how else I'm supposed to watch it. And for those who don't know, Mango only watches YouTube videos.
Look, I only watch YouTube because I have more control over what I want to watch. You know what I mean?
You're just mostly watching food.
There's variety. No, seriously. Talk about algorithms. I can't even talk about algorithms. If you see my YouTube, my personal YouTube channel, my YouTube personal channel, it's all travel and food. That's it.
You forgot one more thing.
What?
Your line dancing. Your line dancing videos.
Actually, no, I don't have any line dancing videos on my channel. Actually, that was on TikTok. I was looking up some line dancing TikToks. Yeah, there's some line dancers or people who do dancing tutorials on TikTok.
Okay, so the joke was on Thanksgiving. Mango said, "Let's go line dancing."
We did.
We did, but when we went there, everyone knew what they were doing.
Yeah, so we definitely didn't use any tutorials.
We didn't even know what. We just watched everyone until someone came up and eventually helped us.
Which that was nice.
The dance.
That was cool. But we still had fun. I mean, even when we didn't know.
I had fun, and then I whooped you guys in bowling, so it was a great night for me.
You did. It was fun. It was great. Yeah.
Okay.
I like YouTube because I get to watch shorts and I get to watch long videos and short videos. There's so much variety. If I focus on a show, then it's just, oh my gosh, an hour. I don't know. When I'm so tired at the end of the day, I just don't have patience to sit there and just
That's all I do. And
I
I'm at
mean,
that point to where I can't eat my food, my dinner, until I find something to watch.
that's
And then
I
my
do that
food's over there getting cold because I need to find something to watch.
Yeah, I do that too. I take forever to decide what I want to watch. And that's the thing about YouTube is it has so much variety. So then I'm going through all the subscriptions and channels or just browsing through the recommendations and I'm just like or I go through the shorts and then I forget that I have food waiting for me. All right. So as we wrap up, we've touched on topics such as the TikTok ban, food, relationship platforms, whether that's social media or dating,
Networking,
networking, and even in
connection,
person stuff, not just through social media, and also food. Sometimes people connect through food. But I encourage you to reflect on your own connections and maybe consider ways to strengthen them. And this is just experimental. How do you say it? Experiment.
experimental. Experimental. Experimental.
That reminds me when Michael was like, "Is it groceries or groceries?" And
I say groceries.
I say
Groceries?
I say groceries.
Yeah, that's
Groceries?
why I say it.
Groceries? Anyway, something that we are experimenting with is how we close our episodes. And one of the things that I personally like to do is meditate. And I think, Ken, you said you do a little bit of that as well. And
I meditate when I sleep.
you meditate when you sleep, sure.
Okay.
And some people might look at this as maybe meditating on an affirmation or meditate. But what we like to do is meditate on what we talked about in this episode and what we learned about it, or maybe reflecting on what we just discussed. So I invite you to maybe just check in with yourself to see if this is something that you'd like to experiment or try out. And if not, then thanks for tuning in. Hey guys, it's Mango here. This part of the episode is for informational purposes only. It's not a substitute for professional therapy or anything like that. I encourage you to consult with a qualified healthcare professional if you have any medical or mental health concerns. Mostly do not listen to this part of the meditation if you are driving or operating anything. Honestly, I would say if you're serious about doing this meditation, I wouldn't watch the video part. Just saying. Spoiler alert, maybe. And this episode was kind of maybe sped up a little bit as far as speed. So, my usual tempo when providing guided meditations is not this speed. So, just be mindful of that. But if you made it this far, please enjoy and thank you for being here with us. I have no script with this, so I'm just doing this from the top of my head. But usually, how I start off with meditations is being more present. And by doing that, you could just notice how you're sitting and just take notice. We're not doing any type of deep breathing. We're not like humming or anything. Just notice how you're sitting, maybe switch positions, maybe, get yourself situated, right? You could crisscross applesauce, you could stand up, you could lay down. So, what I'd like to encourage you to do, if it feels right to you, you can close your eyes or you can soften your gaze.
Oh, I thought you were gonna close your
Okay, you know what? I can close my eyes. That's fine.
eyes.
So I like to invite you to either get comfortable in your position. I'd like to invite you to, if it feels right to you, close your eyes or soften your gaze. I like to talk with my hands, so I might be distracting. So maybe closing your eyes would be the best. I'll close my eyes. And then what I like to invite you to do is maybe just notice your breath here. Notice how you're inhaling. Maybe it's through your nose. Maybe it's out through your mouth. We're not forcing our breath here. We're just noticing our natural breathing. Maybe we're noticing the cool air going in through your nose. Maybe we're noticing the rise and fall of your chest. But we're just noticing our breath. And so then I'd like for you to turn your attention to reflecting on what we talked about today as far as connection and kind of reflect on what that means for you to connect. Is it with the community? Is it with certain people. Kind of just sit and think about what it means to connect. How do you connect with people? How do you connect with food? Maybe you connect with people through food. And I'd like to invite you to maybe think about a recent experience where you connected with someone and notice how that made you feel. Maybe you were happy. Maybe you felt calm. Maybe there was some excitement. Just notice how pleasant that memory is and notice where you feel that. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to open your eyes, look around, orient yourself to the room. And that concludes reflecting on our connections and maybe considering ways we could strengthen them as we move forward.
Yay! Can you say that?
Yay! Thank you guys for joining us. If you made it this far, if you've enjoyed this episode, please follow us on Spotify and YouTube. Comment on your experience with that meditation exploration with us. We'd love to hear it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Mingo.
And I'm Ken.
And we will see you on the next episode. I'm not going to do that.